You all live in Seattle. You consider yourselves like barely up the middle, common sense. Many of you might have been Democrats, as I was, but you're frustrated with what is or is not happening here in the city. Is that a reasonable summary?
Yes.
And what does the Democratic Party have to do in response to your collective frustration and pain and anger? Nothing. Right? Because you are in a blue zone and this is completely non-competitive. If you ran as a Republican in this environment, it's a non-starter. And what I realized is that you needed to start a third-party movement, the forward party, not left, not right, but forward, and then create competition in places like Seattle. So I've been in San Francisco, I've been in LA, I've been here in Seattle, and the problems are unfortunately right before our eyes without even trying. Like, I was not seeking out the homeless encampments or the open air drug users, but you see them, and it's painful. There are a lot of people who are well intended, but they're very fed up and frustrated with the fact that we haven't been able to solve problems that are driving people out of cities and into the suburbs, or in some cases even out of the state. That's not right. People should not have to vote with their feet to solve these problems. They should be voting people into office who can solve those problems. But unfortunately, we have a political system where you have one-party rule in Seattle, in San Francisco, in Los Angeles, and there should be some healthy competition. That's what we're building with the Forward Party.
Got it. Do you believe some of these policies have contributed to the homeless and drug crisis in the city?
Well, you've had a problem that's festered and gotten worse over time. And you also have political officials who don't need to solve the problem to stay in office, because you have blue zones and it's impossible for a Republican to win in just about all these, in just about all these places. By the way, it's true in reverse in other parts of the country. I mean, I was just in South Carolina and it's flipped. So the question is, how do we actually bring genuine solutions and energy to the 75% of the country that right now does not have a meaningful choice?
Finally, as a tourist, and you're an outsider, you're still based in New York, right, Andrew?
Yeah.
Would you come back to Seattle with all these encampments and the open-air drug use that you've seen?
Well, I like Seattle, and also I visit San Francisco and LA and other places that have the same problems. So I'll be back for sure. I'm dedicated to trying to help solve these problems, and there are a lot of people who don't have a choice but to hunker down and solve them. You know, like, moving away is not an answer. Let's get to the bottom of it.